Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Scottish Disney Cars Collector YouTube channel. And today we are going to be reviewing this, the brand new 2025 Thailand variant of High Impact. I know this review was very highly requested. Thank you to everyone who voted in the poll on Instagram. This was the second most wanted after Marsha L's Wrench, of course. Poor old show's just not winning, but I will still review her. But there was quite a lot of people wanted to see this review, so here we are today. Sorry for the wait for this review as well. It's just I've not really had the time to record. Just may have noticed there's not a consistent schedule as much at the moment. It's just mainly because it's summertime. We don't get a lot of hot weather here in the UK, and when we do, we like to be out in it. British summertime is quite a treat when we get it here in the UK. So I just want to be out in the sun rather than staying in recording videos. I should record videos outside maybe in the future, but I don't know if that's a possibility. So yeah, that's the main reason why, really. Just been busy as well. But got, as you might have seen in the Giga Haul the other day, got a fuck ton of stuff to review, so don't you worry, there'll be plenty of videos coming. But I thought we would get back to the KSU stuff and at least wrap those up. So we've obviously got High Impact to do. I'll do a show as well after I've recorded this. I'll also do Cam Spinner and the new variant of President Mayor. I do have both. Just probably won't upload them straight away because there's better things to come out. So yeah, another reason why I delayed the review for High Impact is because I went ahead and bought the Chinese variant. So we will compare in this video. And another reason why for the delay is because of this. Now you might be like, well, that's a packaged variant of High Impact. And well, that's all it is to me now, because supposedly there are two variants of this car floating about. One is slightly lighter and one is slightly darker. And basically it seems like they've basically, if you take the China one, like the Thailand one of this, like it's hard to describe this, but basically there's a darker colour, but the Thailand variant of this has this light orange colour with the weathering on top, basically. So it's basically from Thailand, but basically this lighter orange colour. Now, there was a picture of that floating around. Whether that's a real variant or not, I'm not so sure anymore, but basically in the pictures for this package variant, it looked like the lighter variant. And I bought it alongside the 5-pack Sally that's been coming out recently, just because I didn't want to pay like, 30 quid for two cars basically with that Saludos Amigos Ramon. So I just thought, let's just buy the Sally separate, and I'll get the Saludos Amigos Ramon eventually. But because of this, and because of the wait, that's the reason why this review has not came out sooner. However, unfortunately, this one I've bought and paid £16 for. It's not the variant. Now, this is not the seller's fault. They were just selling this as a High Impact. They were not selling this, so this is the variant. But in the pictures, it really did look a lot more of a brighter orange than this. So something is telling me that there's no such thing as that variant. I think it is just a pure factory error that possibly someone found. But yeah, it might look a bit different on camera, but that's just because one is in plastic. But trust me, they are the exact same car. I even checked the date stamps on the bottom, and they're the exact same. So yeah, basically I was hoping to have all three for this video, and unfortunately that's not going to be the case, and I don't want to delay this review any longer, so yeah. However, I forked out for a China version, which is not as expensive as you might have thought. Well, she used to be a very rare car. Obviously, this was like up in like the £70-80 region, but due to the Thailand one now being released, this old China one has gone down a lot in value. I paid £20 for this, alongside 3 other Demolition Derby cars I really wanted. It was either paid £20 for this on its own, up to 30. Some people are still charging a bit of a higher price, just because this China variant will still have value to it. But it was either paid £20 for this on its own, or 3 other Demo Derby cars, 2 of which I didn't have, so of course I just took the better deal. So wasn't as expensive as you might have thought it was. Obviously it's not in the perfect of condition, some chips on the front here, but it was purely for more of a comparison in this video. Anyway, seeing as this is not the lighter variant that I will be opening, we may as well just go over the packaging. So yep, it's obviously got cars, high impact, really big, lovely piece of artwork. I thought this was the first time we'd seen high impacts, artwork on packaging, but nope. The 2018 version, which I believe this is, going off the date stamp, this is what is the date stamp? 2798. So yeah, the 279th day of 2018. Basically used this artwork that was obviously past Cars Free at that point, where they were just using the Cars Free logo and nothing else. But yeah, I also got high impact there, and in the back it's not really interesting as that's how it goes for us UK collectors. But there's a China stock image without eyeliner, which is really fucking strange. I imagine you will know this is like the original prototype image, but yeah, it's just she looks more like a guy there, obviously without the eyeliner. So yeah, very strange. But I imagine that's the original stock image and just got high impact and translated in different languages. Yeah, it's not really exciting. UK cards really aren't, to be honest. It's just, I thought seeing as I have this, I may as well just show it off for the sake of the video. So, let's get into it. Here she is. It's very nice to have high impact again. Obviously, this was a very rare demo derby car. I think she was probably like second behind probably Fair Game. Then Fair Game came out, and I think High Impact went back to being number one. I believe now the rarest is Blind Spot. I could be wrong with that. Not too sure myself, but it's really nice to have her again. Just because I have the China variant, I'm gonna go over a comparison, on the detail on that. Just because it's like I could go over this car on its own, but well, I guess I could still do that. But I'm trying to save on time a bit here. But we may as well quickly go over. So yeah, she looks very nice. There's expression. I really do like this expression, even though I kind of probably would have preferred something like that. She looks just happy and chill with that. We've also got the grille and the headlights and the mouth, and obviously she is green and orange striped. Nothing too crazy, just basic colours. Actually, I've just had a thought. Someone I should have brought out for this video is Bill. I just went and grabbed him. He was right behind me, thankfully, on the demo derby track. We'll come back to him in a moment. Anyway, that's for the side. You've got Cosmo Not, which is our sponsor, I believe, 12, Steve's Tool Barn, and 555-0151. Don't know if that's a number you can actually call, but you've got the same text on the back and on the side, and 12, and you've got a big 12 on the top, and lovely, like, sort of faded, like, white detail, which again we'll come back to in the trainer comparison. She's got a big orange bumper at the back. And I do like how her wheels are basically inverted, like, so you've got green with little orange bits, orange with little green bits, and they're the exact same on the other side. And your date stamp, which is very hard to make out, but it reads U06A, so that'll be the 6th week of 2025. And of course, made in Thailand. Going into comparisons, well, she's obviously a reuse of Belle, who I nearly forgot to bring out for this video, but yes, they're the exact same car. Amazingly different castings. See, I feel like High Impact should have had that kind of mouth, to be honest. But obviously these will be different castings because of the mouths being different. I have no idea if any of the originals had mouth plates, so I imagine not. I think by that point Mattel had abandoned them. What's interesting though is the windows on Bill, they're clearly plastic inserts, whereas on High Impact they've just sculpted them fully in metal. I don't know why. But apart from that, I mean, like that cracked detailing, exact same. Yeah. Back dents and that are all the exact same as well. It's the same car, even the roof dent, which you can't really see, but again, the exact same. So it's the exact same car basically, and the wheels are slightly thicker on build. Much more thinner, high impact. I don't know why. Interesting. Right, so let's compare her to the China version. I'm just going to adjust my camera a bit quickly because that's better. Right, the China version. So obviously the big main thing that they've done is completely changed like the eye plate. The mouth is still the exact same, so this will be the casting that they've obviously reused. But yeah, obviously beforehand it was, well, metal eye plate and windows and that. They've still kept the windows metal, but of course they've gave her the usual plastic eye plate like across many of these new Thailand variants, and it definitely does look a lot better, I'd say. Because on this one, like, the eyeliner's like really super thin and their eyes are kind of like it just looks a bit robotic. This to me looks just a bit more natural. But also they've given her the eyeliner, like the eye shadowing to just give it that bit of depth, and it really does help it a lot. And I think the plastic eye plate helps a lot as well. The colour difference, obviously the new one is way more darker compared to the old China one. However, I have to say, even though this looks better and probably more accurate, I prefer the brightness on the China one. That's another reason why I bought it. I just prefer the sort of look of it, because I really wanted this car for a long time, and then when the Thailand one got announced, I was like, oh, it's quite dark compared to the China one, so I just wanted to go and chase this one up. But really, in terms of like, well, details, I mean, that white sort of fading on the hood, and on the hood and roof, I'd say it looks much more faded on the old China one, especially when you compare this to the back. Like the top looks darker, the bottom looks lighter. They have kept that detailing, as you can quickly see here. However, they've just toned it down a little bit. It looks a bit more consistent from top to bottom. And then the 12s, they've pretty much stayed the same. I'd say the Thailand one's probably just like slightly smaller. And then for the side, well, obviously with Thailand, they're known for their fuzzy decals. However, this is where they actually work. To be honest, they're both pretty clear. They look very similar, obviously. I'd say the Steves on the China one has a bit more of a bolder white background. But apart from that, it's just some slight shifting of size and the text and all that. They're pretty much like, again, the exact same thing. Yeah. Not really too much has changed, even on Cosmo, not pretty much the exact same thing. The tyres, now the older ones were matte, the new ones are glossy. Don't know which ones I prefer, to be honest, because the matte obviously gives it consistency. But yeah, it's interesting how they changed that. Even the paint's a little different, you know, like the little orange bits and the green bits compared to that. And the wheels are slightly bigger on the Thailand one, like ever so slightly bigger. It's kind of hard to make out, but like you can hopefully see that the China wheel is just a little smaller compared to that. And then the thickness is like changed. The Thailand ones are ever so slightly thicker. The China ones used to be like really thin. I do know there was a rubber tire version of high impact with like really rock hard tires. They don't even feel like rubber, but that exists. I imagine that's why they sculpted them like this, so they could just quickly reinsert them out. Not really too sure, but they thickened them up a little bit. But they're still really like spread out. However, if I bring Bill in, well, Bill's just pretty much got the whole gap filled in. See the thinness. I mean, compare the China one to this Bill. Yeah, just see how thin these tires actually are. It's mad. Date stamps. Well, already gone over Thailand's one. As China again is the 279th day of 2018, and it's made in, well, China. Nothing much more else to say on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to just compare it to the Thailand one. So there you go, that is my review of the 2025 Thailand variant of High Impact. Really do like this one a lot. It's a great car, I think, and you know, I think it's great for those people who missed out, obviously, on, well, even though, this is the thing, even though High Impact was a very rare car, she actually had quite a lot of releases, I think about 4, but just literally in the span of a year between 2017 to 2018. But for people who obviously don't have that car and don't want to pay like the £80 mark for it, well, this is your good way to obviously get a nice new updated version of her. But I do like her a lot. But I prefer the brightness on the China one, I have to say. But in terms of look, this is definitely a lot better. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.